One of my favorite parts about the play Good Kids was how the characters addressed the audience and not just each other. I think this really helped the audience feel involved and more passionate towards the show. And this is kind of also seen with Deidre and how she was able to kind of pause and rewind the play how she pleased. And this really let us see the full story and what happened and what could have happened had others stepped up when they should have. For the themes, identity played a big role. There were a lot of characters that really didn't know themselves. There was Chloe who was trying to have fun, but in the same time, she needed to be able to ask for help, but she didn't. And then all the boys, they were labeled as good kids, but then they got involved in the sexual violence. But I think this play overall proves that the situation doesn't define your character. It's just a phase of your life that you have to get through and some mistakes that you have to accept and overcome. Gender also plays a big role. Chloe is criticized for her outfit and her behavior at the party, and all the adults and all the boys just kind of justify the sexual violence that took place. They kind of peg it on the girl and say boys will be boys, and say it's because of the way she dressed and she was asking for it. And that kind of reflects the overall gender stereotype and rape culture that we see that's prevalent today. And lastly, truth played a pretty big role. And this is really exemplified by Skylar, the girl who called 911 and confronted all the boys about what they did and what they needed to do afterwards. And it was also exemplified by Deidre because she was able to uncover some of the evidence that had been deleted. Then question 3, Good Kids was pretty different from Intimate Apparel. One, there were a lot more characters. There were 8 girls and 4 boys, but there were also multiple roles as parents and coaches. The play was in multiple locations, such as like a parking lot, a football field, a home, a basement, a car, and even the internet. Whereas Intimate Apparel really didn't take place in too many different settings. And the play was very episodic. It had multiple episodes with 19 scenes. There's a lot of different interactions going on, and lots of conversations and lots of viewpoints were seen. Lots of stories were told, and it was definitely varied from the Intimate Apparel layout. Question 4. This play definitely reinforces the rape culture that we see today with basically the characters. The majority of them say that the girls are asking for it, the girls deserve it. If they get drunk, if they dress a certain way, the boys have no responsibility for it. Their boys will be boys. But I also think this poses the question, is there an issue with this? And yeah, there is an issue with that rape culture. Obviously, it leads to things like this, and that's just not right. That's not equal, and it's just morally wrong. And while this play reinforces those stereotypes, it also questions them and confronts them. And then my 2 questions, I would like to know if anyone else liked the repeating of the lines. It's what I believe, and this will be the part of the story I tell, and like what kind of impact that played. And I would like to know how others interpreted Deidre's final monologue in which she described her story and referred to herself as karma.